Water. We need it for everything. We need it to sustain all living things on our planet. Plants, animals, and humans. We need it for drinking. We need it for washing. And we need it to make things. As the Earth's population increases, the demand for water also rises. While flushing the toilet only when necessary, or timing our shower is a start, they have less of an impact on our water footprint than you might think. Understandably, not everyone uses the same amount of water. People living in the Western world use, on average, about 300 litres of water per day. A person living in a developing country only has access to around 15 litres. And almost half of the Earth's population does not have any access to clean water. Planet Earth holds around 1.4 trillion litres of water. That's over 500,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. But 97.5% of Earth's water is seawater. It's salty and undrinkable. Only 2.5% of water is fresh water. But not all of it is accessible to us, so it's obviously a scarce resource. Almost 70% of fresh water is locked up in the polar ice caps and glaciers. 30% is found in our groundwater. And only 1% is surface water. It flows through rivers and lakes all over our planet. So, what do we use most of our fresh water for? You might think flushing the toilet, which uses up to 10 litres of water a go. Or is it the 40 litres for your daily shower? People assume they use most of their water to wash their clothes and dishes. And while a washing machine uses up to 100 litres per load, it's still not the most water-consuming activity. In fact, most of the water we use is invisible. It's used in various steps of the production chain for goods, services, electricity, and so on. It's called virtual water. Actually, only 11% of our total water consumption comes from domestic use. 19% of fresh water is used by industry to manufacture products, generate electricity, or harvest fossil fuels. The biggest area of freshwater usage is the agriculture sector. A staggering 70% of water consumption is used to farm animals, fish, and other foods. So let's have a look at a few examples of water consumption in food production. To produce a kilo of tomatoes, we need 214 litres of water. A kilo of potatoes needs 287 litres. A kilo of apples, 822 litres. A litre of milk needs 1,020 litres of water. A kilo of eggs, 3,300 litres. A kilo of beef needs 15,415 litres of water, for which you could take 380 showers. While the growing of vegetables, fruits and grains also uses water, dairy products like milk, cheese and eggs require much more. However, the biggest use of our fresh water is to produce beef. This is Babette. Over 3 years, she will grow and mature until she's ready to become your sirloin steak or hamburger. During this time, she'll drink about 24,000 litres of water. She'll also need about 8,500 kilos of wheat, corn and grains. To grow these foods, another 3.6 million litres of water will be necessary. More water is needed for the farm, transporting Babette to the slaughterhouse, butchering her, packaging her meat and distributing it to the supermarket. These will consume another 7,000 litres of water. As we mentioned before, 1 kilogram of beef needs about 15,000 litres of water. So your 300-gram steak will have needed 4,600 litres before it lands on your plate. Compared to that, 300 grams of potatoes only use 86 litres of water. And if we used the 4,600 litres of water for your steak to actually grow some potatoes, we could harvest up to 16 kilograms of them, enough to fill over 100 boxes of large McDonald's French fries. People in countries with a growing economy like China are adopting more and more Western eating habits, which means eating more and more meat and dairy products, which means using more and more water. Instead of feeding and watering livestock to produce large amounts of meat, we could hugely increase water availability by changing to a more plant-based diet. So, what do you think?